Hi, my name is Bethany Thomas, and this is my presentation on non-linguistic representations. What are non-linguistic representations? Well, they're tools to help merge knowledge presented in class with ways to understand and remember that knowledge. Why does non-linguistic representation work? First of all, it allows students to learn concepts, whether difficult or easy, in a visual or manipulative way. It also allows students to interact with many resources that are available to them. They could be manipulatives, charts, various items. It also works for many students, especially for those with the various types of learning disabilities. There are several strategies used to generate non-linguistic representation. The first one is create graphic organizers. Next, make physical models, manipulatives, generate mental pictures, create pictures, illustrations, and pictographs, and engage in kinesthetic activities. Today we're going to be looking at each one of these and examples of them as well. So first one was create and use graphic organizers. Students combine words and phrases with symbols, arrows, and shapes to signify relationships in what is being learned. Several examples would include representations for descriptive patterns that would be using graphs, pie charts, scatter plots, bar graphs, various types of things that visually show a descriptive pattern. And there are time sequence patterns. That would be a pattern seen over a period of time. As you can see in the picture, that shows a time sequence pattern, the ups and downs over a period of time for whatever they were graphing. Then there are process patterns. That would be steps to get a specific outcome. Episode patterns, those are seen at various times, how they're connected together. Generalization patterns. Those are consistencies and specific data. And then there are concept patterns, the recurring structure and relationship between different concepts. Next, we have to make physical models and use manipulatives. Students are involved in hands-on activities and tasks that create concrete representations of what is being learned. Examples would be using fraction circles. They can see a fraction circle using, seeing that two halves is the same as one whole, or 5/5 is the same as one whole, or that 1/2 is the same as 2/4, or 3/6, or 4/8. They can physically see that they equal the same. I have personally done this in my class with fraction circles and as well on my smartboard. We also can use math counters. I have used those as well. I have little bears that are various colors that they can use. They can see that I can have 5 green bears plus 7 orange bears and get the number 12. So 5 plus 7 equals 12. And then they can swap the two and put them in the other order. 7 plus 5 equals 12. And they can physically see that no matter what, I can use these counters and they can get me the number I need. There's also ordering cutout words into a sentence. I know as a first grade teacher, I struggle with getting the kids to make sense that, oh, I need to put the sentence in this order to make sense. I gotta switch these two words. And it helps them physically see, oh, this is how they go. And this can be helpful as well in older grades than just first grade. It can definitely help as they are learning to recognize sentence patterns. Next is to generate mental pictures that will allow them to remember things. Students visualize what they are learning, incorporating the 5 senses, physical sensations, and emotions. Examples would do to start a difficult new concept with something the students are already familiar with and build on that. So I know with my math curriculum, every chapter starts with a fun video about the curriculum's mascot, and it tells what he's gotten into this time, and they can see. Then I'll ask them, okay, what do you guys think we're going to be talking about this chapter? And they're able to physically remember, he was using fractions. or they were using parts of a whole, and they can usually remember that. And then I even point back during the chapter saying, "What do you remember the mascot doing with the bucket of apples?" I don't remember some specific examples, but it helps them recognize that we are talking about fractions, and we're also referring back to their intro video. We can also use graphic organizers to physically see the connections. Even talking about what we just talked about with the graphic organizers, they allow you to create mental pictures. They can see that the rise and falls of different things. The next one is create pictures, illustrations, and pictographs. Students can draw, paint, or use technology to create representative pictures for what they are learning or is being learned. Examples would be students can show their comprehension from a lesson by drawing pictures, then explaining them to the rest of the class on how their picture relates to the reading. This is a great way to show comprehension of a story. I remember doing this myself as a kid, and it definitely helped me to be able to draw a picture that I could connect with a different topic that I was struggling to remember. So this is a great way to use non-linguistic representations. The next one is engage in kinesthetic activities. Students use physical movement associated with specific knowledge to help generate mental images for what is being learned. So using hands-on activities and motions and things like that help remember creating mental images to help what they are trying to do. Now, examples would include using motions with something that needs to be memorized. I do this a lot in my class with memorizing our Bible verses, especially when we have longer passages to remember. And I'm able to do during their test. I'm like, okay, I point to God and they say, "Oh, God," or "See, taste and see that the Lord is good." I know that has helped them greatly because they are only 6 and 7 years old. To be able to remember these longer passages, it helps to have kinesthetic activities to help them. That also goes again with the reordering cutout words to make a sentence. It's great about helping them see that, oh, the capital letter needs to go at the beginning and the period goes at the end. They can physically see that these are where they are at. So that is very helpful. Now we're going to look at several technology apps and websites that I have found that are helpful with promoting non-linguistic reputations. The first one is a website called FunBrain. It connects what has already been taught in class with a fun game, video, or book. And it's a specific website that has fun and educational games, videos, and interactive books. I enjoyed playing around with this and seeing what they had for various first grade resources. And it's geared towards preschool through 8th grade. And it can help a number of students with various ideas and things. And it mainly focuses on math, reading, problem solving, and literacy. And looking through the website, I have to absolutely agree that that's exactly what it's geared for. The next one would be this website, and it might be an app as well, called TeacherTube. It connects what's already been learned with fun videos and can also give teachers another way to explain a difficult concept. And it's geared for all grades. I know I personally would have benefited from this when I was in school, as I didn't always. I sometimes struggled to understand what how my teacher was talking and teaching a specific concept, and I could have used a different view on how to learn it, and it would have been very beneficial, I think, in my school, however many years ago that was. The next one is BrainPop. I was introduced to this with views of it back when I did my student teaching originally. I only saw parts of it, but I was able to explore a lot more of it through this course. Students can make connections with specific topics with the use of a video and then several activities related to that topic and video. And it's geared for ages of students in kindergarten through 8th grade and for English language learners, as I know there are so many of those in today's schools. And it's very fun, it was colorful, it just was geared for kids, and I enjoyed it as an adult. But that's the first grade teacher in me talking, I think. Now, the next one was a website called Cuckoo. and it's as well as an app. This allows students to interact with the others, to brainstorm ideas, complete assignments, organize thoughts, make connections on various concepts, and many other ways it can be used. And I'd say it's definitely geared more for upper elementary ages and older. And I would have enjoyed using something like this probably in high school, and for sure in group projects I had in college. It's a great way to put your thoughts down on, for one thing, I'd say legible handwriting, so that everyone who is in your group and your teachers can see how you're connecting things. It's not even just used for group projects. This has a word web that's connecting four different sections with subplots and different things, and it's color coded. It is a great way to organize thoughts and help students understand and physically see what they are talking about. I'd say non-linguistic representation is a great uh, way to use in the classroom, finding different ways to um, instruct students, physically show them, visually show them how things work. It's a great way for teachers to interact with their students and get hands-on, one-on-one time with their students individually as well. Well, that would be my presentation, and thank you for those who watched. Have a nice day.